Hey class, it's Mr. Dow. I wanted to do a quick state of the class sort of address to everybody here just as we start on week number 2. First thing I want to say is congratulations if you got through week number 1. It's not easy, I know that. And I think the pace does sort of slack off a little bit in week 2, but so good, stick with it. Before I go any further, let's have a quick look at what our mascot is doing. This is our class dog. This is Crypto. What are you doing, Crypto? He's not doing anything yet, but he will. Okay, a couple other things just to remind you of. I do film usually at least one video a week, and then I slap it up on the next week's list of assignments. So occasionally you want to refresh your browser, because if you don't refresh your browser, you're not going to see the new additions that come up just before the week starts. But overall, another thing I wanted to talk about was kind of what the plan is for the entire semester, where you are right now. This semester breaks down into 3 parts. The first part are week 1 and 2, and all we're doing is learning literary terminology and the basic tools of literary analysis. This week 2, you'll get a short story that you will end up having to write a paper about, and you need to know those terms, and you need to basically analyze that story. You'll also learn very basic essay structure, that sort of thing. Weeks 3 and 4 is when you actually do the writing of that paper, and you will learn very basic MLA format. That's the paper format for humanities-based classes. You will learn how to use quotations in support of an argument you're making. And you, like I said, you will basically learn what a college-level essay should be like. In weeks 5 and 6, we move into research, and you will basically be working with the same story that you worked with for paper number 1. So you're not going to have to get new material there. Paper number 1 is about a pure literary analysis with one source. It's just the story itself. Paper number 2 is looking at at least one social issue in that story and writing a research-based paper, a short research-based paper that will look into the causes and effects of that issue. So you're no longer dealing with the literary terminology. If your story was dealing with, let's say, like a racial issue at a public school, you might be looking at, well, does racism exist in public schools? To what extent? What would cause it? Et cetera, et cetera. So you are learning research elements and the MLA format stuff that deals specifically with research. When you get to the final exam in week number 6, it kind of covers all of those things. You know, you should be showing me, I know how to use a quotation in support of an argument I'm making. I know what a works cited page is like. I know basic sentence structure from the materials on that each week, et cetera, et cetera. So that's basically what this course is. It is, again, as I say all the time, 4 transferable units of English in 6 weeks. Not easy to do. And that's why each week there is a lot of stuff to do. When people tell me halfway through this class, oh, you know what, my family's going to Hawaii this week. I was like, why did you take this class? There is no room for that at all here. This is every week. You've got to be participating, probably at least twice a week. So right now, in terms of the state of our class, we started with 24 students. I have had 18 of you participate, at least to some extent. About half of you have gotten through week 1. The other half has still have some work to do. The people who have not responded to me yet, I give them till Saturday about like 6 p.m. If I haven't heard from them, I just drop them from the roll and we move on. And that is totally normal. This is, of all the classes I teach at Citrus, the summer and winter versions of English 101 have the largest attrition rates. People drop very quickly. And I understand that. So, like I said, it's a lot to do. The benefit is, you know, if you got through week number 1, you've shown you can do this. You just have to stick with it. Don't start waiting till Friday to get in there and see, well, what's due tomorrow? That's not going to work. Keep in mind, starting probably in week 3, you will start reaching those assignments that are where you must get a 5 out of 5 in order to move on. So if we're doing the outline to paper 1 and you get a 3 out of 5, what I'm telling you is don't go forward, don't move on. You need to redo this outline and get a 5 out of 5 before you can move on to writing a body paragraph, which is another assignment that would be in a module. Before that, in weeks 1 and 2, the assignments you're getting are not, you don't have to revise them. You can if you want, though. If you're getting, let's say I gave you a 3 out of 5 on your character details exercise, and you don't want a 3 out of 5, you are free at any time to resubmit work there, and I will look at it. I always get a notice when somebody's changed the original answer or added some new material, whatever. So, yeah, keep doing that. If you've got time to do it, and do it. Fix your grades at any point. Okay, I guess that's really kind of it. I just want to kind of let you know where the class was and kind of encourage you to keep going. Definitely send questions if you have them at any time. I remind you again, if you need more face-to-face instruction, I'm open to doing Zoom meetings or conferences at any point. Just send me an email and we'll work something out. All right, so let's take one more look at what Crypto's doing and see how he will inspire us. Crypto! Well, I'm inspired from that. Okay, everybody, I will see you as the week goes on.